enthusiasm, and I offer particular thanks to our distinguished numismatic advisor, David Tripp. Now, as you turn to the auction, please be advised that the conditions of sale which govern the sale are contained in the back of your catalogue. I'm sure you've read them all carefully. Most especially, please note that a 15% buyer's premium will be added to the hammer price of the coin. And also, please note that because the coin is owned by the United States government, no sales tax is chargeable on the sale. I'm sure you'll regret that. In fact, the attorneys said the way I'm supposed to phrase that is as follows: in accordance with the supremacy clause of the United States Constitution, the Mint will not charge sales tax. Sounds impressive. Payment for the coin, that is hammer price plus the 15% buyer's premium, is payable directly to the Treasurer of the United States. In addition, the purchaser must pay to the Treasurer of the United States as the face value of the coin an additional $20. That's how you can buy $20 worth of groceries with it. Accompanying the coin will be a special bill of sale and transfer title and a certificate of monetization. Arrangements to pick up the coin must be made directly with the United States Mint. So, there the Mint is shining on the stage, waiting its new owner. And I need to begin the sale with a bid of $2,500,000. Am I right? $2,500,000 is Barry Goldwater Jr., National Collectors. $2,500,000. $2,500,000. Second row, $2,500,000. $2,600,000. $2,700,000 on the telephone. At $2,700,000 now. $2,800,000 on the right. $2,900,000 on the center aisle now. At $3 million on the telephone now. At $3 million now, bidding at $3.1 million. At $3,100,000. $3,200,000. At $3,200,000. At $3,200,000. At $3,200,000. Second row. At $3,300,000 on the telephone in the back. At $3,400,000 now. At $3,400,000, $3,500,000, $3,600,000, $3,600,000 in the second row. At $3,600,000. At $3,600,000, $3,700,000. At $3,700,000, far telephone left. At $3,700,000, $3,800,000, $3,900,000. Second row at $3,900,000. At $3,900,000 now. At $4 million on the telephone now. At $4 million now, bidding at $4 million. At $4 million now, bidding at $4 million. At $4 million on the far telephone now. At $4 million now. At $4 million, bidding at $4 million. $4,100,000. At $4,100,000 in the second row. At $4,100,000. $4,200,000 on the telephone now. At $4,200,000. At $4,200,000. $4,300,000 in a new place standing in the back. At $4,300,000 now. At $4,300,000 now. At $4,400,000 telephone. At $4,400,000, $4,500,000 on my right. At $4,500,000 now. At $4,500,000. At $4,500,000, $4,600,000, $4,700,000. At $4,700,000 now. At $4,700,000. At $4,700,000 now. At $4,800,000. At $4,800,000 on the telephone again. At $4,800,000. At $4,800,000. At $4,900,000. At $4,900,000 standing. At $4,900,000. At $4,900,000 standing rear center. At $5 million on the phone. At $5 million on the telephone now. At $5 million. At $5 million now. It's on the phone. At $5 million. $5,100,000. At $5,100,000 in the center back. At $5,100,000. At $5,200,000. At $5,200,000 on my left. At $5,200,000 now. At $5,000,000. $5,400,000 now. At $5,400,000. At $5,400,000. It's on my left. $5,500,000. $5,600,000. At $5,600,000. At $5,600,000. At $5,600,000. $5,700,000. At $5,700,000. $5,800,000. At $5,800,000. Now it's on my left. $5,800,000. At $5,900,000. At $5,900,000. At $5,900,000, standing in the center. $6 million. Wow. At $6 million now. At $6 million on the left. At $6 million now. $6,100,000. $6,200,000. At $6,200,000 now. It's still on the telephone on my left. $6,200,000. At $6,200,000. At $6,200,000. $6,300,000. At $6,300,000. Standing center at $6,300,000. At $6,400,000. At $6,400,000 now. At $6,400,000. $6,500,000 now. Thank you. At $6,500,000. At $6,500,000. $6,600,000. At $6,600,000 now. At $6,600,000. At $6,600,000 on the left. $6,600,000. $6,600,000. At $6,600,000. It's on my left. All the way left. $6,600,000. Anyone else? $6,600,000. Fair warning. On my left. On the telephone. Fair warning at $6,600,000. $6 million. Thank you very, very much.